So I wanted to switch to college football for a minute. I want to talk about the Michigan quarterback situation. So there's a lot of Michigan fans that want him to play McCarthy and just go with McCarthy as a starter. Look, you got to remember something. So Cade McNamara comes in this year, and he really only has, you can argue that his only bad game was against Georgia. And you could also take it a step further and say it wasn't just McNamara that played bad. It was the team played bad. The team played so bad that, McNamara couldn't really overcome just how much they were getting dominated in that game. Like how well can you play if Jordan Davis is dominating, Stuber and on some of our guards. So we had for Stardust and some of our guards on every single play, Travon Walker, just overwhelming our offensive line. McNamara, did he play well in that game? No, but he was so overwhelmed. And he didn't play well. I guess Rutgers, you could argue that he didn't play good, but in that game he didn't really play bad, and obviously did enough to win him that game. So you just have to keep that in mind when everyone's pounding the table from J.J. McCarthy. And I have to shout out, Mike Valenti from Detroit Sports Talk made the point. Obviously, McCarthy is going to grow and continue to get better, but if you've had all this time to decide, between the quarterbacks, and at this point, McCarthy still hasn't been good enough to beat him out. So if he's not good enough now, is he ever going to be? Obviously that doesn't mean McCarthy, a year or two now, if he's still at Michigan, or, if he, wherever he gets drafted, however that plays out, that doesn't mean down the road could he obviously have success in the NFL and, be considered a better quarterback than, McNamara with, the NFL consideration and succeeding, past Michigan, maybe. But as of right now, McNamara is just a winner. He goes out and competes. He's hungry. He's a leader. He really gets after it. He embraces the big games. You look at the Penn State game, that was Michigan fans said it best, and I couldn't agree more. That was a game that Michigan should have lost that. I'm watching that game at the bathroom at work, and I'm just Michigan, this is a game. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm nervous as heck because this is a game that Michigan usually loses. This is, the Eric All touchdown gave me some reassurance, but I'm just nervous as heck because this is just here we go again. Michigan has a chance to, win a Big Ten title. You're on the road against Penn State. Are they going to blow at this game? And then the Ohio State game doesn't even matter. Are they going to, they did pull it out, but then it's at this point, am I going to, are they going to beat Ohio State? But, I guess the point I'm trying to make is I'm at the level of this is what I want from a quarterback. And I've touched on, I talked about this with Baker Mayfield and Stafford, why I do like them. And Baker Mayfield I've grown on because with McNamara, I feel like we have a chance to win every ball game that we're in. Obviously the Georgia, I told my dad, the Georgia, at first I was mad as heck because, I didn't want to be one of those fans where we had a good season, even though, I didn't even think we'd get at this point. I wanted to be we got to the playoffs, but, gosh darn it, we should expect to win this thing. If you're going to get there, you might as well have the expectation to go all the way. But, it's like people have said that, this Georgia defense, that stockpile of talent, you might not even see that all in the NFL. Obviously, NFL defenses are better because the guys are more mature, but that collection of talent you may not ever see again on one football team as far as the defense goes. So it's a little, makes me feel a little bit better about Michigan, getting their butts kicked. But, that one's still hurt. But, yeah. So I guess with McNamara, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'll say McNamara's got to be the guy, but I guess I'm kind of copping out by saying this. I don't mind if they sprinkle in McCarthy a little bit. I just think that you have to be smart about when you put him in. The Michigan State game, that is a huge debate that, if McCarthy doesn't fumble that ball, does Michigan win the game? It's a huge debate, and, I guess we'll never find out, but I guess we'll see how this plays out. Harbaugh has not announced a starter. as said in the one press conference that it's going to be, quote, hard to beat out J.J. McCarthy, quote, hard to beat out McNamara, both for the starting jobs. So we'll see how it plays out there. Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Big Time Football Talk. Until next time, peace.